The views and opinions expressed by the speaker, host, commentator, or other third party in Ariva webinars, e-learning events, and/or virtual masterclass are those of the speaker, host, commentator, or third party and do not necessarily reflect and represent the views and opinions of Ariva. Furthermore, Ariva does not warrant, express, or imply the merchantability and fitness for a particular purpose of any product information, service, or process presented by the speaker, host, commentator, or third party, and Ariva specifically disclaims any legal liability or responsibility for the accuracy, completeness, or usefulness of any product information, service, or process presented. Finally, material or information presentation, opinion, process, or service on any trade name, trademark, manufacturer, or otherwise during Ariva webinars, e-learning events, and/or virtual masterclass do not constitute or imply Ariva's endorsement or recommendation of such opinion, process, service, item, or organization.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our free live webinar this afternoon. And we have a really interesting topic, the power of social media in modern HR. 24 strategies for leveraging social media to empower HR professionals. So welcome to our free live webinar. I am Kate and I'll be with you the whole afternoon as your host. And I am very eager to listen to our speaker as well. But before we start, I have a few reminders just to make sure that this free live webinar will be running smoothly the whole afternoon. First, Ariva is committed to protecting your privacy. Hence, stricter security of this webinar has been implemented. So for better viewing of your Zoom experience, we encourage you to please update your Zoom application by visiting their website. Or if you're using your mobile gadgets to view this webinar, you can go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store so you can download and install the Zoom app. Now, I want to know, do we have participants here who's joining an Ariva Academy webinar for the first time? If it is your first time, can you type hi in the chat box? Also, let us know where you are located right now. Are you just here in Metro Manila? Are you outside Metro Manila, somewhere in Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao? Let us know. Type that here in the chat box. Hi, good afternoon to those who are saying hi. We have friends from Marikina, just from Metro Manila, from Davao, from Albay, Lano del Sur, yes, Parañaque. I'm here in Parañaque City also. Hello, good afternoon to you. And I was given a list. We have a lot of participants who are viewing us not just from Metro Manila, but outside Metro Manila. So let us greet our friends viewing us from Ilocos Norte, from Ilocos Sur, from La Union, from Pangasinan, from Apayao, from Kalinga, from Ifugao, from Benguet, all the way from Cagayan, from Nueva Vizcaya, from Quirino, from Zambales, from Tarlac. We have friends from Aurora, from Pampanga, from Bataan, from Batangas, also from Laguna, from Quezon Province, from Occidental Mindoro, from Oriental Mindoro as well. We have participants from Marinduque right now, also from Palawan, from Camarines Norte and Camarines Sur. We also have from Albay, from Sorsogon, from Antique, also from Iloilo, from Negros Occidental, from Northern Samar, also from Samar, Eastern Samar, Biliran, Leyte, Maupay nga hapon, from Negros Oriental, from Cebu, from Bohol, from Siquijor, from Zamboanga del Sur, from Misamis Occidental, all the way from Misamis Oriental also, from Surigao del Norte, from Agusan del Norte, from Cotabato. We have participants from South Cotabato as well, from Davao del Norte, Davao Oriental, Davao City, and Davao del Sur. Good afternoon, Philippines, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Well represented. We're very happy to have all of you here with us. But aside from our participants here in the Philippines, we also have participants who are viewing us from outside the country. So let us also greet them. Hello to our friends from Kuwait, from Malaysia, from Papua New Guinea. We have from USA, from UAE, from Tanzania, and also from Qatar. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Ariva Academy. And of course, I'd like to say welcome back to those who've been attending in the past. Thank you for always being with us here. Now, let's do an audio check, okay? I want to make sure that you will be hearing and you will not be missing any part of our discussion. So, can you type 111 in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear? You can also type 222 if you can't hear anything. Or you can type 2121. For those of you that can hear me, but the sound is laggy, it's choppy, it's breaking up. Or type question marks if you don't understand what's happening. We'll try to help you out. Checking the chat box right now, I am seeing a lot of 111s, and I think I saw a 2121. If you're having trouble with your audio, please, before we start, have it check. Ask someone to help you check out the audio of your gadget so that you will really be hearing everything clearly later. Later, we'll have a 5-minute break. And as early as now, I'd like to tell everyone that something exciting will be happening during that break time because we are going to give away prizes during our break time. But, okay, here's the but. You will have to be a part of the Ariva Academy Viber community to be able to join the game this afternoon. And as early as now, we'd like to invite everyone. You can scan this QR code. There, you're seeing the big QR code right now. Scan it as early as now so you can be a part of our activity during our break time. Again, the game and the prizes will be given exclusively to those who are joining us, the Viber community. Okay, so whether you're watching us via Zoom or you're watching us via our live streams in Facebook, in LinkedIn, and in YouTube, you can join the game this afternoon as long as you're part of the Ariva Academy Viber community. Okay, so see you there later. Also, participants' microphones will be temporarily disabled by our administrator during the discussion just to avoid interruptions. But for those of you who might have questions, we will have a Q&A portion. So all you have to do is click the raise hand button, and that will allow you to unmute and ask your question directly to our speaker. Or you can also type your questions in the chat box, and then we will be reading them during our Q&A portion. Now, an e-certificate of attendance will be awarded to participants who will successfully complete the virtual masterclass, and they will be available 3 to 5 working days after this learning session. But for you to really ensure that you will receive that e-certificate, please make sure that the email address you provided is the correct one, okay? And you have to fill up the feedback form. Okay, you'll have to fill up the feedback form so that you will really receive your e-certificate. We will be posting the link for this feedback form in the chat box before we end our session this afternoon. So there you have it. Now I am ready to introduce our speaker. Our speaker is internationally recognized as a world-class expert in sales and marketing and has been in the trenches professionally selling almost 30 years, even up to today. In 1998, 25 years ago, our speaker started his company in San Diego from the spare bedroom of his apartment, cold calling and selling all day, 6 days a week, and he still cold calls for 1 to 2 hours every day. He began marketing and selling online and through digital platforms for his own company since 2004, and in 2007 has serviced and taught tens of thousands of companies and professionals on how to use online strategies to generate leads and convert them into paying customers. Since May 2020, He has conducted over 500 plus training webinars, online workshops, and video trainings for several thousand attendees. Currently, he is residing in the Philippines and he runs several business in a range of products and services catering to B2B and B2C clients. With a unique combination of online and offline strategies and skills, the success and practical application of these strategies has resulted in successful achievement in his everyday selling habits. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us now welcome our speaker, Mr. Chris Randolph.
Afternoon, Kate. Afternoon, everyone at Ariva, and welcome everyone to our very special session here this afternoon. And Kate, I think Ms. Dana will be assisting with the slides. Is that right?
Yes, she will be
Awesome.
with us the whole afternoon.
You know, today's topic is very interesting. It's it's social media for the modern human resource practitioner and professional. And we'll cover a whole bunch of interesting information. We're going to be talking specifically about 24 strategies for empowering the modern HR professional. And I'm so thrilled to have everyone here, Kate, Dana, the whole team from Ariva, and every single one of you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so thrilled to have all of you here as we dive into the transformative potential of social media in the realm of HR. So, one of the things that we that you might be asking is, I'm an HR professional, right? I'm not an influencer. So why is social media important for HR? Okay. And, it's because of the changing landscape of HR. All these traditional HR roles are, changing so quickly. And it requires you, ladies and gentlemen, to adapt and leverage all of these emerging technologies. And nobody can deny, right? Unless you live in a cave, right? Nobody can deny that social media has become a crucial component of this transformation, allowing HR professionals to expand their reach, engage with stakeholders, superiors, team members, and to be able to, empower the workforce in ways that we never could before. So before we start, I want to make a couple promises to you. Okay. Well, here's my promise to you. I'm going to share techniques, strategies, and tips that will help you, the HR professional, make you a little bit more efficient, make you a little bit more impactful, make you a little bit more effective. So I'm going to share these tips, techniques, and strategies with you. And that's my promise to you. And I'm going to make a very bold promise and statement. Okay. At the end of our session, just as we go into our Q&A, I'm going to ask you if I manage to fulfill this promise to you. All right. Now, there's three main categories. You'll see it on your screen. And one of the things I want to mention, we're sharing so much information today. All right. We're going to be sharing 24 tips and techniques and strategies so that you, the HR professional, can leverage all of these platforms to make your job easier, to make your job more effective and make you more productive. So we're going to go into that. And I'm going to, what I did was I put most of the information on the slides that you're going to see. All right. You actually can do two things. Okay. The first is I would encourage you to take screenshots or take pictures of the slides as we come along. And the second is, I do believe, Miss Kate, I do believe that we're sharing this on YouTube, LinkedIn, as well as Facebook. And make sure you go to the Ariva Academy page and you can watch this again. And the nice thing is, if I'm boring at any part, okay, if I'm boring at any part, You can fast forward, okay, and you can rewind it so that you can listen to that part again. All right. So the three main categories that you're going to see on your screen are, for to use social media to leverage talent acquisition. Employer branding. You can brand your company. You can cultivate a very a strong brand when you showcase your company, the culture, and your values across all of these platforms. And when you're able to do this, you're going to get yourself to rise above your competition, right? Because we're all in competition for top talent, aren't we? Right? So that you can attract the top talent, all right? Because I'm sure some of you, hopefully not all, I'm sure some of you have experienced where you get candidates coming in and then you tell yourself, you know what? I wish I had a better quality sitting in front of me for this interview. Okay. And this is how you can attract, a better quality, a higher level of talent. Now, you can also do targeted sourcing, okay, with social media. You can identify potential candidates. You can connect with them. You can engage with them. All right. Excuse me. And then we have social recruiting. Okay. You can do proactive outreach instead of just running an ad and waiting for the resumes and the CVs to show up. And you can build relationships with potential candidates because they might not be ready and you might not be ready for them today. But if you have a network of social recruiting social recruits, you can engage with them at a later point. And this is the beauty of social media networking. Now, how do you build the employer brand via social platforms? Okay, there's three ways to do it. And each of these three ways, and the things that I've mentioned and the things I will mention, will all tie into the 24 tips and strategies. And I'll share this with you, ladies and gentlemen. I had to crack my head on creating or organizing the 24 strategies. And I'll mention a few things when we get to that point. Okay. So how do you build employer brand? How do you build your employer brand or your company brand via social platforms? Okay. You showcase your company culture. You amplify your employees' voices, and then you engage with followers. And so when you take these three things and you do at least one or two, or better if it's all three, it's going to propel your organization a little bit higher than your competition. Okay. So the next thing we'll talk about is how do we enhance employee engagement and communication. Okay. Since COVID, a lot of positions are remote. I'm sure almost everyone here, in fact, I'm 100% sure everyone here was working remotely during the lockdowns. In any country that you're in right now, or you were in at the time. Excuse me. So with remote engagement, it's not prevalent, or it's not as common today as it was even several years ago. But when we talk about remote, it doesn't mean work from home only. It could also mean that, let's say, using Philippines as the example, if let's say you're in the HQ is in Manila or NCR, and you have a satellite office in Davao or in Cebu, that would be kind of remote, isn't it? Because you cannot just walk down the hallway and, hey, Chris, and then have a coffee with whoever you're talking to. So with remote engagement, you need to maintain a strong connection, okay, with your remote or your territorially distributed teams through social media. In my organization, in one of my organizations, I'll mention this in a little bit more detail later on. We actually run a school. Okay, we run a school for kids. I'm not going to say it's a kindergarten. Our curriculum is very different. We built it from the ground up. We started in a small location in a little neighborhood called Bahada in Davao City, and that was in May of 2023. Now, in October, we grew to a point that we had to go to a much larger location. We are in a 130 square meter facility right now. Not only that, we've grown from 1 branch to 5 branches and 2 more to be open within the next 60 days. Okay. We went from 3 of us and now there's 31 of us. Okay. So we use, and the branches are, if you talk about end to end, they're a little far apart, right? So we use social media, we use technology to maintain connections with our teams, all right? Because, I'm sure all of you know, there's so many things that you have to watch, keep track of, spreadsheets and reports and, sick days and who showed up and who didn't show up. So we're using technology to assist us with that. And I'm going to share some of that with you today. You can also recognize your team members, their achievements, let's say employee-led initiatives, all right? This fosters a culture of appreciation, okay? And of course, internal collaboration, communication, knowledge sharing, interdepartment communication and collaboration, because what we want to do is nobody and no department is an island anymore, isn't it? Okay, so what we want to do is we want to break down all the communication barriers. Okay, so next thing, let's talk about utilizing social insights, okay, for analytics, okay? You need to make decisions based on data, okay? And social media with the analytics, it's so detailed, and you can create reports on so many things. You can have listening tools, all right? I'm not saying Big Brother's watching you, but listening tools are more on sentiment, excuse me, more on sentiment, more on thoughts, more on behavior, okay? And for workforce planning, you can identify skill gaps. You can forecast future talent needs, and you can move team members around, for workforce allocation in order to maximize productivity and engagement. And when you're able to do these things, HR professionals, all right, when you're able to incorporate these insights, these decisions, these planning, these listening tools, okay, you can actually advance and enhance improvement, creativity, innovation, and HR professionals, you guys are the unsung heroes, I believe, of any organization, because you need to give management and leadership, right? You need to give management and leadership the roadmap in order to improve and meet organizational goals. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is, compliance, right? Social media and HR compliance, because don't tell your leadership, your management, your board, oh, you know what? This guy, Chris, told us to go wild on social media and do all these things. That's not what I'm advocating. All right. You still have to work within, the policies of your organization. Okay. You can do this, or you can collaborate with leadership and management to establish clear guidelines, clear policies that control or govern the use of social media, because you have to be compliant with labor laws. You have to be compliant with your organization's policies, and you have to protect, data privacy, right? You have to protect employee privacy as well. Okay. Then we talk about training and education. You need to be aware and implement the best practices for social media use, and do whatever you can. Put procedures in place, put policies in place that prevent you from facing legal and reputational risks. Okay. Then, we talk about proactive monitoring. All right. You have to be able to monitor your social media activity, of employees, because the last thing that you want is the last thing that you want is to have a current employee or maybe a past employee, to talk bad about your company, whether it's overt or covert. Okay. For my organizations, we monitor it very, very strictly. We don't care that, you're having a San Miguel or, going to the beach and having fun and, whatever it is. We don't care about that. What we care about is how a potential customer or existing customer, in our case, parents, right? Because parents bring their kids to our schools. We want to make sure that, hey, you know what? This activity that you're doing, when a parent looks at it, what kind of perception would they have of you and by extension of the organization? All right. So with that, let's get into the 24 strategies. Okay. I will mention this. I'm going to share these 24 with you. As an organization with several businesses under that umbrella, we are using 90%, currently using 90% of what I'm about to share with you. The remaining 10%, we have used it, or we've encouraged clients to use it. So everything that I'm going to share with you is not theory. It is real world usage right now. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of this, but I'm going to go through each one with you. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to give you the examples. I'm going to give you the best practices, and then I'm going to give you the possible impact it would have on you as an HR professional. And let's go into tip number 1. Okay, and this is the part that I'm talking about. When I talk about the tips, everything that you see in your screen, you can take a screenshot of, and I'm going to go through them rather quickly. All right. In this format, the examples, best practices, and also how it's going to possibly impact you as an HR practitioner. And the good news is, this is playing, I believe, on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Look for the Ariva Facebook page. I think we'll give it out later. Look for the Ariva YouTube channel. Look for the Ariva LinkedIn profile, and this will be there for you to follow along with the pictures of the slides that you're taking. Okay, all right. So if you like that, do me a favor. Type in awesome. Type in awesome into the chat for me. And there's almost 500 of us here. I would love to have 400, 500 awesomes, because you know what? Each and every single one of us are awesome. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for typing that. I'm going to ask you to participate a little bit also in the remaining time that we have. Okay, let's go into tip number 1. Okay. Compelling job posts, right? Effective job posts are the cornerstone of successful recruitment efforts. All right. They serve as the first point of contact between your organization and potential candidates. All right. So you got to start with a captivating headline. Okay, I think the days of sales executive wanted, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right, maybe start with a captivating headline that grabs the reader's attention and it clearly communicates the job title and key selling points. And then under that, okay, use bullet points or really, really clear, concise paragraphs to outline the responsibilities, the qualifications, and the benefits of the position. If you want to attract the right talent, ladies and gentlemen, you have to tell them what and who you're looking for. If you don't, then you're going to get unqualified candidates to be applying to that position based on your job post. And what does that do? It gives you the least that it does. The least that it does is it wastes your time. Okay? It takes away your focus and it makes you, I know I've said this, it's like, why did this person even apply? Right? And then it causes you stress and, you know, all those things. And we don't want that, do we? Okay. Now, you also have to incorporate visuals like your company logos or, you know, images or pictures that reflect your company's culture and values. Now, you have to know your audience. You have to tailor the job post to really resonate with your target audience. You have to think about the demographics, the interests, and the preferences of the candidates that you're trying to attract. Now, this is whether it's an organic post or you know, a paid job post on any of the platforms. It could be Facebook, it could be recruitment, monster.com, whatever it is, right? You need to do these things so that you can find and attract the candidates that you want. Okay, highlight key selling points. Focus on what sets you and your organization apart from others. Highlight unique benefits. In our organization, we supply and provide lunch for everyone. All right, so that's a unique benefit. You know, career development opportunities. Okay, each position that we have in our organization, their career path has been mapped out with milestones and timelines. All right, so every single one of our team members knows that if they meet this timeline and they meet this skill level or an achievement, they know what the next step is. All right. Maybe talk about the company culture or any awards or recognition your company has received. And the language that you use has to be clear and concise. Try to avoid jargon or, you know, like really technical language that can, you know, push away potential candidates. Use clear and straightforward language to communicate the job requirements and expectations. And, you know, this is a little pet peeve of mine. It's like, we're looking for hardworking and loyal. It's like, you know, everyone is going to say, I am hardworking and loyal. Okay. So do you think anybody would read that and go, oh, you know what? I'm not hardworking and I'm not loyal, so I'm not going to apply. Right now, when you're using the platforms, you have to use relevant keywords in your job post to improve their visibility in search engine results. You know, there's something interesting, ladies and gentlemen. When you do a job post, you know, the search engines pick up on that. All right. In fact, one of the things you can do is if you were to Google your company, even just the name of the company, you would probably find some job posts that you had put up on an online platform, you know, recently or some time ago. All right. Now you have to include a call to action. A call to action is very, very important because it encourages the qualified or the interested candidates to take the next step. And you have to provide clear instructions on how to apply. Email, phone, click this link and fill in the online form. You can also include a link to your company's career or about page or a specific email address for submitting resumes. Okay. Now here's the impact on you. When you create compelling job posts, you can attract a larger pool of qualified candidates and quite possibly improve the overall quality of the applicants. And, engaging job posts can help differentiate your organization from the competition and enhance, excuse me, and enhance your employer brand. These clear and informative job posts streamline the recruitment process, saving you, ladies and gentlemen, saving you time, okay, saving valuable resources of yourself and your HR team. Okay, so let's go into tip number 2. Engaging the employer brand. The employer brand is the perception of your organization as an employer, and it covers your company's reputation, your values, your culture, and employee experience. When you engage, when you have engaging employer branding, this is crucial for attracting top talent, maintaining and fostering employee loyalty, and establishing and cementing your organization as the employer of choice. Okay, so how can you do this? Showcase employee testimonials and success stories on your company's career page and social media channels. Think of it like the announcements page in a newspaper back then, right? Where we hired the marketing manager, we hired the HR director, kind of like that. Okay, create engaging content that highlights your organization's culture, values, and workplace initiatives. You can also host virtual or in-person events, like webinars or networking sessions to provide insights into your company culture and to connect with potential candidates. So the best practices. EVP, okay? Define your employer value proposition. That's what EVP is. You identify what sets your organization apart as an employer and articulate it into a compelling employer value proposition. Focus on elements like career development opportunities, work-life balance, company culture, and benefits that you offer. Leveraging employee advocacy. You encourage your team members to become the brand ambassadors by sharing their experiences and insights on social media. And what you should do is you provide them with tools and resources to amplify, your employer brand. Now, this probably doesn't need to be said, but it needs to be said. You need to share authentic stories. Okay, it has to be, the content has to be authentic. So you can share behind the scenes glimpses of your workplace. And this one is so powerful, ladies and gentlemen, to humanize, okay, to make it personable, okay, to humanize your brand and connect it with, and connect with candidates on a personal level. And to do this, you use a mix of photos, videos, written content to engage with your audience. Okay, build a sense of community among current employees, prospective candidates, and alumni, right? By hosting virtual events, online forums, or social media groups. We'll talk about social media groups in one of the other strategies. Okay, encourage interaction and dialogue to strengthen connections. Now, you have to monitor and respond to feedback. you have to monitor online reviews. Do I recommend deleting bad reviews? No, I don't. You can mitigate them with proper crisis management, with proper responses, with humility, offering apologies and saying that, we're working on this, and we will try our very, very best. We have a system in place to possibly prevent this from happening again. So online reviews, feedback, and discussions about your organization on platforms like Glassdoor. We'll talk about Glassdoor in a while as well, and other platforms of social media. You have to address any concerns or negative feedback promptly and transparently to maintain trust and credibility. Because you know what, ladies and gentlemen, apologies and taking responsibility and having accountability is really, is really, I'm not going to say lacking, but it's becoming more rare these days, right? So the impact on you, when you do all these things, you can attract top talent who align with your organization's values and culture, and which can possibly reduce recruitment costs and, more importantly, turnover rates. There's nothing more expensive, wasteful in terms of time and money and effort than hiring someone, training them, onboarding them, and then sending them, to their position, and then they quit or resign after a short amount of time, and then you got to do it all over again, right? So a strong employer brand also enhances your organization's reputation, which also makes it easier to recruit and retain higher performing employees. And engaged employees are more likely to advocate for your organization. No, my company is great. I love my company, right? Leading to positive word of mouth referrals and increased candidate interest. I'll share this with you. We implemented, a technique or a strategy, and I'll tell you exactly what that strategy is in a little bit. Since I believe since 2014, almost 40%, possibly the high 40s, maybe even almost 50% of the employees, the team members that are in my organization, are actually found by word of mouth referrals and in the personal network of our team members. Okay. Now let's go into tip number 3. LinkedIn recruitment. Okay. LinkedIn recruitment is, I'm pretty sure every single one of you should be doing this. All right. Now, LinkedIn has become an extremely powerful platform for recruitment, giving you, the HR professional, wonderful access. Hold on, let me just check the chats real quick. Miss Kate, if I can ask you a favor, and Dana as well, if there are any comments or questions, along the way, just feel free to say, hey, Coach Chris, we got a question for you. Okay. All right. I think there's a private conversation going on in the chat right now.
Yes.
Okay. Marissa and Joey, we have to charge you for private conversations. Okay. So number 3, we talked about LinkedIn recruitment. Okay. So, LinkedIn has become a very powerful platform for recruitment, giving you, ladies and gentlemen, access to a large pool of qualified candidates and very, very strong tools for sourcing, engaging, and hiring talent. All right. Now, when you leverage LinkedIn effectively, it can significantly enhance your recruitment efforts and streamline the hiring process. Okay. So, LinkedIn search filters. Okay. Use those to identify candidates based on specific criteria, such as location, industry, experience, and skills. Okay. You can use LinkedIn's job posting feature to advertise open positions and reach a targeted audience of potential candidates. In fact, I think there's even a function. I'm not 100% sure of this. I've not used this, but I believe there is a function to identify people on location, industry, experience, and skills, and open to work. That means they're looking for a job, right? And they might have missed your job posting, but now you can reach out. You can reach out to candidates. You can reach out to candidates via personalized message, email, or connection requests to initiate conversations and to build relationships. Okay. So what do you have to do? You have to ensure your company's LinkedIn page is up to date and showcase your employer brand effectively. Highlight the company culture, the values, and employee testimonials to attract potential candidates. Okay. This is not compulsory. And I'll share with you what we do. All right. LinkedIn Recruiter. Consider investing in LinkedIn Recruiter. It's a premium tool. It is pricey, but it provides advanced search capabilities, candidate insights, and collaboration features for your whole recruitment team. Now, it is pricey, all right? And I rotate with the other premium tools that LinkedIn offers, like the Sales Navigator, the Recruiter. So if I'm on a recruiting campaign, we're starting a campaign to recruit, I'll purchase the LinkedIn Recruiter for 1 to 2 months and then temporarily pause the service until our next campaign. Same thing for the Sales Navigator. I probably use it 4 or 5 months out of the 12 months every year. Okay. So it's not that you have to have it each and every single month. When you do invest into the premium tools of LinkedIn, you know what? Use it literally 24 hours a day. All right. Now, let me talk about employee referrals. You need to encourage your employees to share job postings and refer qualified candidates from their professional networks. And as I mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, employee referrals are really one of the most effective sources of high quality candidates. And you have to engage proactively. All right. You have to reach out to potential candidates who meet and match your job requirements, and express genuine interest in their backgrounds and their skills. Personalized messages are more likely to resonate with candidates than the boilerplate and the generic templates, right? You got to showcase your company brand. Show your brand through engaging content, thought leadership articles, and updates on company news and events. Do you have to do this? No. Okay. Should you do it? Yes. All right. This helps you build credibility and attract passive candidates. Candidates that are looking for a job, but not announcing that they're looking. All right. So, all of these things allows you, the HR practitioner, to access a large and diverse pool of candidates. Okay. Including, as I mentioned, passive job seekers who may not be actively looking for new opportunities. Okay. So engaging with candidates on LinkedIn helps build relationships and foster a positive work experience. Okay. Let's move on to number 4, Twitter, or nowadays known as X, isn't it? Right. We do not use Twitter, for recruitment. In my niche, we find that it's not as effective as the other platform. Okay. However, I have done campaigns for some clients using this technique. Okay. The first is, excuse me, the first is you must have a dedicated hashtag, all right? And you'll have to decide what that is. You have to share your job posts and testimonials. Get your employees to share it if they have a Twitter account. Collect employee testimonials. Now you can also run ads, and this one I will tell you that we have not done. So you can try running ads on Twitter, but I have to let you know that I've not done this, so I cannot advise on the effectiveness of it. Okay. Now, here's the best practices that you have to think about. The first is, what is the goal? What is the goal of this particular campaign? Do you want to do mass hiring? Do you want to hire for, what positions do you want to hire for? What do you really want to get out there? Okay. Your tweets must be compelling. What does compelling mean? Compelling means a couple different things. Okay. It has to be compelling to the potential candidate. It has to be compelling that other people would want to retweet, right, on your behalf, or even tag people in their network, like, hey, XYZ company is looking for a candidate and thought you would be perfect. Okay. You want to leverage hashtags and keywords. You'll have to do an analysis on what are the effective hashtags that would work for the position that you're hiring for, the industry that you're in, as well as the keywords. Now, the good news with Twitter is that the engagement with candidates is really almost literally instantaneous. Okay. And then, of course, here's one of the phrases that I always use. You cannot improve unless you track. Okay. And when you monitor and analyze, that's really tracking and analyzing, isn't it? So you want to make sure that whatever you're doing with a Twitter recruitment, you want to monitor the insights and you want to analyze the performance, see where you're falling short, and strategize on how to improve on those areas, or where you're doing well and increase the intensity of that. Okay. Next, let's talk about Facebook groups for talent communities. And I believe after this slide, Ms. Kate will take our first break at 2:45. All right. So Facebook groups for talent communities. All right. The interesting thing about Facebook is very different today than it was when I first started using it in 2003, if I recall correctly, 2003, right around there. Okay. Well, right now, Facebook groups is something that you should be looking at, because it provides a valuable platform for building and nurturing talent communities and allows you to engage with potential candidates. Okay. You can share relevant content, cultivate relationships over time, creating and managing Facebook groups dedicated to specific industries. It doesn't have to be specific to your organization. It can be to a specific industry, a job function, or even company alumni. Okay, all these can be effective ways to attract, retain, and engage talent. So the first thing you do is create a Facebook group. Okay. Where was I? Okay, create a Facebook group. It can be private or public, specifically for current employees, alumni, or industry professionals, so that you can connect and share insights. Okay, you can share job postings, encourage the community to share these job postings, the company updates, and industry news, all within the group, to keep members informed and engaged. Okay, encourage members to ask questions. seek advice, and share their experiences related to their career or industry. Okay. The first thing you have to do is you have to define your group's purpose. Okay. Whether it's to facilitate networking, provide career resources, or share industry insights. And then you can tailor the group's content and guidelines accordingly. Okay. Enhancing community engagement. You can encourage participation and engagement by asking questions, initiating discussions, and very important, responding to the group members' inquiries. Okay. You need to share value-added content such as job opportunities, career advice, industry trends, professional development resources, all of this to keep the members engaged and informed. Okay. Collaboration and networking. You can collaborate within the group by encouraging members to connect with each other, exchange information, and collaborate on projects or initiatives. Okay. Now, you have to monitor and moderate this activity. Okay. You have to ensure that it adheres to the group guidelines, the company guidelines, and also to maintain a positive atmosphere. And any inappropriate behavior or spam, deal with it immediately to preserve the group's integrity and reputation. Okay. Now, before we take our break, we'll take our break in a minute. I want to ask each and every single one of you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, interesting. We just hit 500. Okay, awesome. So I want to ask all of you, ladies and gentlemen, if you can type in tip number 1. We've covered 5 so far. Tip number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Which one is the one that you like the best so far? If you like number 1, type in number 1, number 2, and so on and so forth. Almost seems like number 5 is a clear winner so far, Miss Kate.
Looks like it. I'm seeing a lot of number 5s in the chat box right now, and a few number 3s.
Yes. Well, you know what? If they like number 1, 2, 3, and especially number 5, they're gonna love number 6 to 24. So with that, Miss Kate, I'll turn it over to you to have our first break this afternoon. Thank you so much, Miss Kate.
Thank you. We'll see you after our break time. So everyone watch out for the discussion right after our break. But right now it's break time, and I mentioned a while ago when we started that we're doing an exciting activity and we're going to give away prizes. So now if you're still not part of the Ariva Academy Viber community, scan this QR code, because again, the activity that we will be doing will be exclusive for those who are inside our Viber community. So very easy. All you have to do is just scan the QR code. If you don't have a Viber account yet, create one right now. Just download the app, okay? Scan the QR code. And then once you're inside our Viber community, look for our Viber community admin, RV Ariva, okay? Look for RV Ariva. There you go. Look for that, because that is where you will be sending the answers that I'm looking for later, okay? It has to be RV Ariva. You will not be able to chat in the GC, because sometimes some of our participants are saying they can't send a message because they're trying to send a message to the GC. It won't happen. Only it has to be a direct message to our Viber community admin, RV Ariva. Okay? I hope that clears it. Please don't bother sending answers via the chat box in Zoom, via Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, because we will be disregarding all of those answers. Only the answers sent to RV Ariva, our Viber community admin, will be honored. Okay, so let's reveal what's the title of our game. It's called Guess the Movie, and this is how this game goes. We will be showing you short clips or short trailers of some movies. Okay, we'll be showing that to you. This is what you have to give us. You have to give us the complete and correct title of that movie. You have to send it to RV Ariva via Viber. Okay, and if you're the first one to get it correct, give us the right answer, you will be receiving 200 pesos and it will be sent to your GCash account. Okay. That is exciting, and we are looking for 2 winners this afternoon. Okay, I hope you guys are ready, but let's do a trial run first. Okay, so this is just a sample, no prize yet, but I want you to start guessing the title of this movie.
Whoever, we're all working our way up call sheets to sign clients. From the bottom to the top. From the doorman to the CEO. They'd stay till 7, but I had Christopher. In order not to waste any time, I wasn't hanging up the phone in between calls.
Okay, thank you very much.
I realized that by not hanging up the phone, I gained another 8 minutes.
There you go. Now you can also see your answers. The chat box is moving too fast. Okay, let me now check the answers that you've sent. Okay, pursuit of happiness. There's different spellings of pursuit of happiness. The happiness with a Y and happiness with an I. There is also the pursuit of happiness, and the others are just saying pursuit of happiness. I'm also seeing happiness project. Okay, so those are the answers that you've sent. Let us see what is the title of that movie. It is The Pursuit of Happiness. Yes, that's correct. But the spelling is with a Y instead of an I. Okay, so some of you got it right. But let me again remind everyone, we are looking for the complete and correct title. So the spelling should really be correct. Even the number of words should be correct. There should be no missing words, but also there should be no extra words. Okay, so I hope everyone is really ready, because this clip will give you 200 pesos. Let's watch it.
No.
Cutting it close.
Oh, come on!
Good morning, Miss Tate. Is that your family?
Yes,
They tell you to quit?
every single day. Margaret Tate's office.
Margaret, your visa application is denied. You're being deported.
Deported?
If you're deported, you can't work for an American company.
If there was any way at all that we could make this thing work.
Pardon the interruption.
There is something that you should know. We're getting married.
There you go. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of answers. So let me just read the answers that you've sent. We have the proposal. We have proposal. We have Deadpool. We have 50 first dates. The accountant. The other answers, checking. Deadpool, yes. A lot of you sent a proposal. Some are just typing proposal. So let's see what is the title of that movie. It is The Proposal, and we have our first winner this afternoon, and that is Faye Verkasi. Congratulations, Faye. You will be receiving 200 pesos, and we will be sending it to your GCash account. So this is what you have to do, Faye. Listen, you have to send your GCash account number to RV Ariva as well, okay? Now, Faye, because you've won already, you will not be able to join the game anymore. So that will give chance to your other co-participants, okay? Thank you, and congratulations again, Faye. And to the rest, one more winner, one more 200 pesos to give away. It might be yours. Let's watch this next clip.
What do? You're not an engineer.
You're not a designer. You can't put a hammer to a nail. I built the circuit board. The graphical interface was stolen. So how come 10 times in a day, what do you do?
Okay, that was a very quick clip, but a lot of answers already. So here are the answers that I am seeing. The choir, Now You See Me, Jobs, Steve Jobs. There's also decades. Other answer, the musician. Okay. Any other answer? Bill Gates. Okay, so the social network. So these are the answers that you gave us. But what is the title of that movie? It is, yes, Steve Jobs. And our last winner is the first one who sent it. She was really very fast, and that is Zaira. Congratulations, Zaira. Congratulations. You are our last winner, and you will be receiving 200 pesos as well. So Zaira, you know what to do. You'll have to send your GCash account number to RV Ariva in Viber. Thank you. Congratulations, Zaira. Congratulations, Faye. And thank you to everyone who joined our activity this afternoon. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now I'll be moving on to my other announcements this afternoon. Stay on top of our insights and updates. Stay connected with Ariva Academy. You can join Ariva Academy's Facebook group. You can also like Ariva Academy's Facebook page, and also follow us in LinkedIn. And also you can check out our website, ariva.com.ph. And I was seeing a lot of answers that sent via Zoom and via the other chat box in live stream. That means you were not able to join the Ariva Academy Viber community yet. So please, if you haven't joined that yet, now's the time to do that. Here again is the QR code. Scan it so that you can join our future games and also get discounts exclusive to our Viber community. Okay, so see you there. Now, if ever you've missed the past free live webinars that we started offering last 2020, don't worry, because you can all catch them via our YouTube channel. So all you have to do is subscribe to these channels, Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. And I also would like to say thank you to everyone who supported the free live webinars. As I've mentioned, we started last 2020 giving this free live webinars. This was just right after the pandemic, okay? So we started giving it free to the public, and we really would like to continue doing this free live webinars for the years to come. And we'd like to ask for your help. You can send us stars via Facebook, or also you can send your blessings via GCash to help us continue this mission of providing free live webinars to everyone. So again, thank you, everyone. Now, for those of you who are interested in inviting our speaker, Chris Randolph, or any other speaker to conduct a program exclusive for your team or for your whole company, we can help you out with that. Here are some of the programs that we offer, but we have a lot more than this, okay? So all you have to do is give us a call or send us an email. Let us know what topic it is that you need, and we will help you partner with the right speaker under Ariva Academy Speakers Bureau for that. Let me also invite you to some of our upcoming learning events. Here are some of them. April 11, this will be next week already, effective delegation techniques for getting work done. Now, April 12, the power of HR analytics. And on the same day, credit and collection strategies that work. Advanced MS Excel training, that will be on April 17. April 18, we have supervisory leadership excellence. Essential foundation for HR administrative professionals on April 19. April 24, we have empowering and inspiring millennials and Gen Z, strategies for effective workplace engagement. Master cognitive biases and improve your critical thinking. This is on April 24. On April 25, high impact business writing mastery. Now on April 26, labor and employment laws 101. We have another free live webinar. This one will be on May 3, addressing workplace bullying and harassment, creating a safe and respectful environment for employees. Social media marketing strategy and advertising mastery. This is the topic on May 9. Now on May 15, DOLE Department Order 238-23, Provisions and Compliance. May 16, Critical Thinking and Problem-Solving Strategies for Effective Decision-Making. Strategic Performance and Compensation Management, that is the topic on May 17. Now on May 22, I'm inviting everyone to join us. We will be in SMX Convention Center, Aura, Taguig City, for the Procurement and Sourcing Summit, Building Resilient Supply Chains. Again, this will be on May 22 already. And the following day, May 23 and 24, I'd like to invite everyone also to join us for the 12th Secretaries and Administrative Professionals Summit. This is a 2-day summit, so be one of our delegates. We will still be in SMX Aura in Taguig City. Now on May 29, we have Cultivating a Positive Personal and Professional Image in the Workplace. And we will be with Binibining Filipinas Universe, Abigail Arenas de Leon. Leadership Navigating the Transition from Team Member to Supervisor. That is on May 30. And on May 31, Customer Service Mastery, Elevating the Customer Experience. And September 11 to 12, this time, SMX Convention Center, MOA in Pasay. We are bringing back the Philippine HR Congress 2024. So join us. It's a 2-day Congress. We've invited a lot of speakers for this 2 days, September 11 to 12. Again, the Philippine HR Congress 2024. Now, for those of you who are interested in any of those programs, in any of the learning events, the summits, the congress, all you have to do is go to our website, ariva.com.ph, so you can register as early as now. There you go. So I won't be taking much of your time anymore because we will still be discussing a lot. And here again is our speaker, Chris Randolph.
Thank you, Ms. Kate. Okay, so let's jump right into it, ladies and gentlemen, because we have 19 more to go.
Yes,
okay.
Ready for number 6.
Ready for number 6. Okay, number 6. Showcasing workplace diversity and inclusion. All right. So these are critical components of any successful organization. Fostering innovation, creativity, employee engagement. So you can showcase these things through various channels on social media. This will help you attract top talent, enhance employer reputation, and contribute to a positive company culture. So you can spotlight. You can share employee spotlights and success stories that highlight diverse backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives, right? Showcase diversity and inclusion initiatives like employee resource groups, mentorship programs, diversity training sessions, and you can do this through photos, videos, and testimonials. And participate in industry events, conferences, and webinars focus on diversity and inclusion. So the first thing you have to do is you have to embrace authenticity. Don't do it just as a marketing ploy or as let's just do this and hopefully it works. You have to highlight genuine stories and experiences that show your company's commitment to diversity and inclusion. Okay. provide a platform for diverse voices to be heard and celebrated, and encourage employees from underrepresented groups to share their perspective, insights, and achievements. Now, you want to foster meaningful dialogue and discussions around diversity and inclusion topics on social media platforms, and encourage open and respectful conversations. You can also collaborate with external organizations, nonprofits, and industry partners that share your commitment to diversity and inclusion. So you also want to measure and celebrate progress, right? So track progress towards diversity and inclusion goals, and celebrate milestones and achievements with your social media audience. All right, let's move on to number 7. Okay, harnessing Instagram for employer branding. We should be on number 7. Okay, awesome. So now workplace diversity, okay, which we talked about earlier, and transitioning into Instagram, right? You know what? I think I have a typo on this slide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the correct slide over to Ariva Academy today, and then they can send out the correct information on slide number 7. My deepest apologies for this. All right, let's move on to number 8. Now, number 8, engaging employees via social media advocacy. So we encourage sharing, right? So employee advocacy on social media is a very powerful tool for organizations to amplify their brand message, increase reach, and build credibility. Okay, you use, and I'm sorry to use the word use, but you use employees as brand advocates because it empowers them to share company content, participate in conversations, and showcase their expertise. Now, you encourage them to share company updates, blog posts, and industry news on their personal social media profiles, accompanied by their own insights and perspectives. So in order to do this correctly, you have to provide training and resources, right? To help employees understand the importance of social media advocacy and how to effectively represent the company online. And then you recognize and reward employees who actively engage in social media advocacy efforts, all right? Now, to foster a culture of advocacy, you have to get your team members to feel empowered and encouraged to advocate for the organization on social media. So provide guidance, support, and incentives to motivate participation. Offer training sessions, workshops, and resources to educate the team members on the basics of social media advocacy, including best practices, guidelines, and etiquette. Okay, and lead by example by demonstrating active engagement on social media platforms and sharing company content regularly. Now, you encourage your employees to be authentic and genuine in their social media advocacy efforts, and you have to stress the importance of sharing personal experiences, insights, and perspectives that align with the organization's values and mission. So you have to measure, okay, you have to track and measure the impact of employee advocacy efforts on key metrics such as reach, engagement, and brand sentiment. All right. Celebrate the contributions of top advocates through shout outs or other forms of recognition. Okay. Let's move on to number 9. Tip number 9 is internal communications with Yammer. Yammer is a very interesting platform. They changed their name to Viva Engage. Now, a lot of us, I found, I didn't even hear about Yammer until we started using it for a little bit in other countries. In the Philippines, to to do something similar, we actually use Viber, and we create, Viber chat communities or group chats. All right. So whatever I say about Yammer, you can actually replace the word Yammer with Viber. Okay. So you want to have a dedicated group for different teams. Okay. Now my phone has a green line because I dropped it, but these are if you can see, these are the groups that we have, the various groups that we have on Viber. Okay. And everything is categorized by groups, teams, branches, locations. All right. And so you can do something similar. We also have another group chat that combines everyone, which can get a little bit exciting sometimes, that combines everyone into one group chat. All right. So you can create dedicated groups for different teams, projects, or initiatives to really facilitate communication and collaboration. You use the platform to share important company announcements, updates, and policy changes in real time. And you have to make sure that employees, the team members, acknowledge receipt, okay, of the message, so they're informed and engaged. Encourage them to ask questions, seek advice, and share ideas. And this creates a culture of open communication and knowledge sharing. So you have to have a definite, clear objective and goal for using Yammer or using Viber or a similar tool for internal communication. And you have to establish guidelines and etiquette, okay? Rules for posting, engaging with others' comments, maintaining professionalism and confidentiality. And you should encourage all team members to actively participate by posting updates, sharing insights, engaging with other people's comments. And promote it as a two-way communication, allowing team members to provide feedback, asking questions, and voicing concerns. Now, you also have to ensure that leadership and management are also actively engaged and responsive to employee inquiries and feedback. So offer training sessions and resources to help team members become proficient in using this, these two platforms. Provide ongoing support and guidance to address any questions or concerns, and ensure that all team members feel comfortable and confident using the platform. Okay. Let's move on to number 10, virtual career fairs. Okay. Now, virtual career fairs, came about as a very convenient and effective way, and maybe even no choice, right? Okay, to connect with potential candidates, showcase employer brand, recruit top talent in a virtual environment. Okay, now when you leverage virtual career fairs, you can reach a much larger and more diverse pool of candidates, and of course reduce costs associated with traditional recruiting methods. Okay, so you can host virtual career fairs using specialized platforms or video conferencing tools that allow recruiters to interact with candidates through live chat, video interviews, and presentations. And then on some of these platforms, all you have to do is do a Google search for virtual career fair tools. Okay. You can also customize virtual booths to showcase your company's culture, values, job opportunities, and benefits. So it gives candidates a comprehensive overview of what it's like to work with your company. Okay, virtual networking sessions, panel discussions, and workshops can be used to engage candidates and provide opportunities for them to learn more about your organization and industry. Now, you need to choose the right platform that aligns with your organization's needs and objectives. Things like user experience, features, security, cost, scalability. All right. Now, you have to promote the event. And how do you promote the event? You use a multi-channel approach email campaigns, social media posts, website announcements, partnership with a relevant organization or industry associations, getting your employees to promote the event as well. Now, you have to make sure that whatever platform it is user-friendly and intuitive for both recruiters and candidates. Okay, you have to give clear instructions and provide technical support to help the participants to navigate the platform and troubleshoot any issues that that may arise. You can personalize interactions with the candidates by tailoring your message and content to their interests, skills, and expertise. It's very, very customizable. All right. And here's one of the most important things in any function, in any responsibility, in any organization is following up promptly. Okay. Follow up promptly after the virtual career fair, at the very least to express appreciation for their participation and let them know what the next step is. Keep the lines of communication open. Okay. Number 11, I mentioned this earlier, social media listening tools. These are powerful resources, that allow you to monitor, analyze, and respond to conversations happening on social media platforms. Okay. Some of these listening tools are, and you may want to write this down, are tools such as Hootsuite, Sprout Social, Brandwatch. You use these to monitor mentions of your organizations, with industry keywords and relevant hashtags across many social media platforms. In fact, some of these tools are so powerful that politicians, governments use it to measure sentiment, okay, especially in preparation for any election. Okay, you analyze the sentiment to understand how candidates perceive your employer brand and identify areas for improvement. You track engagement metrics like likes, shares, comments, replies, to gauge the effectiveness of your social media content and engagement strategies. Okay, we're at the halfway point at number 12 right now. Employee success stories. Okay, highlight individual employees or teams who have achieved significant milestones, who have overcome challenges or made contributions, notable contributions to the organization. You can share employee testimonials, quotes, or stories that demonstrate the positive impact of working for your organization. Showcase employee-led initiatives, volunteer activities, corporate social responsibilities, community involvement that align with the company's values and mission. So you have to identify compelling stories that resonate with your target audience, that showcase the values, culture, and achievements of the company. Now, seek permission from employees before sharing their success stories on social media, because you have to respect their privacy and preferences. Okay. Use a variety of multimedia formats like videos, photos, written testimonials to showcase these employee success stories. Now, you have to share across channels. Okay. Sharing the success stories across multiple social media channels and platforms maximize reach and visibility. And you have to encourage employees to engage with and share their own success stories on social media. Fostering a culture of recognition and celebration, providing opportunities for employees to connect and support each other through storytelling. Okay, let's move on to number 13, thought leadership through blogging. Blogging is a very powerful tool for establishing thought leadership and demonstrating expertise. Okay, you have to write blog posts, that provide in-depth analysis, commentary, or thought-provoking insights on topics relevant to HR professionals, such as recruitment trends, employee engagement strategies, diversity. Share personal experiences, lessons learned, and best practices from your own journey as an HR professional, showing authenticity and relatability to your audience. And, collaborate with industry experts, influencers, or thought leaders to co-author blog posts, participate in interviews. So you have to identify a specific niche or area of expertise within the HR field that aligns with your interests, skills, and knowledge. Okay. You have to produce high quality, informative content that provides value to your audience and showcases your expertise, topics that are timely, relevant, and actionable, and offer unique insights or even solutions to common HR challenges. You have to be consistent and regular. All right. Consistency is the key to building trust and credibility with your audience and maintaining engagement over time. Now, optimize your blog post for search engines by incorporating relevant keywords, meta tags, descriptive titles, and headings. Make sure your content is well organized, easy to read, and visually appealing. And you can foster engagement and interaction by inviting comments, sometimes a bit dangerous, by inviting comments, questions, and getting feedback. And once again, respond promptly to comments and inquiries. Okay, let's move on to number 14, YouTube training and development. YouTube is a very powerful platform for delivering training and development content to team members. Okay, create a dedicated YouTube channel for your organization's training and development, learning and development initiatives, where your team members can access a library of instructional videos, tutorials, and learning resources. So produce a video-based training module or modules covering a range of topics: onboarding, compliance, leadership, development, technical skills, and soft skills development. Okay. You can host live or recorded virtual workshops, webinars, or Q&A sessions on YouTube, allowing employees to participate in interactive learning experiences and engage with subject matter experts or trainers in real time. Okay. Let's move on to number 15. Employee referral programs. This is very, very powerful, ladies and gentlemen. You can create a structured employee referral program that outlines the process, criteria, and rewards for referring candidates. And you have to clearly communicate the program details to employees and provide training to help them identify and refer suitable candidates. It's not enough to say, hey, we're hiring for an engineer. If you know any engineers, ask them to send the CVs here. Okay, it's not just that. You have to offer attractive incentives, rewards for successful referrals, cash bonus, gift cards, extra vacation days. Consider the incentives that you implement they have to align with the organization's cultures and values. And it has to be fair and transparent in the reward structure. Okay. You have to promote the employee referral program through various channels such as internal communications, company meetings, newsletters, and social media platforms. Okay. Encourage employees to actively participate in the program by highlighting its benefits and showcasing successful referrals. All right. Let's move on to, hold on. Let me cover this also. Now, you have to ensure the employee referral program aligns with the recruitment strategy and business objectives. Okay. You have to communicate the program benefits, highlight the rewards of recognition, the career advancement opportunities associated with successful referrals. Okay. you have to equip your team members with the knowledge and tools they need to effectively participate in the referral program. Foster a culture of referrals. Okay. Celebrate and recognize employees who make successful referrals. Encourage open communication and collaboration among employees, and create opportunities for networking and sharing referral opportunities. So you have to regularly track and analyze the performance of the program, including metrics like referral volume, candidate quality, and hiring outcomes. Okay, let's move on to number 16, employer reputation, Glassdoor. If you've not heard of Glassdoor, all you have to do is do a simple Google search on Glassdoor. It's a very, very interesting platform. It's kind of like a combination of LinkedIn, Facebook, and Yelp reviews. Okay, so create and maintain a company profile on Glassdoor, providing information about the organization, the mission, the values, the culture, the benefits, and career opportunities. You can encourage employees to share honest and constructive reviews of their workplace experiences, and it has to be open and transparent where team members feel comfortable providing the feedback. Engage with users by responding to reviews, comments, and inquiries in a respectful and transparent manner. So you have to regularly monitor reviews and ratings on Glassdoor to stay informed about employees' perceptions and sentiments. To showcase the company's unique culture, values, and employee EVP, employee value proposition. Share employee testimonials, success stories, photos that highlight the company's culture, work environment, and team dynamics. Encourage employee participation by getting them to share their experiences and insights on Glassdoor by providing incentives or recognition for participation. Now, any negative feedback, respond with empathy and professionalism. Okay, acknowledge any valid concerns or issues and outline the steps that are being taken to address them. Now, leverage positive reviews for recruitment. Highlight positive reviews and testimonials to attract top talent and enhance employer brand. So use the positive feedback to showcase the company's strengths, values, and EVPs to prospective candidates. Let's go to number 17. Polls for employee feedback. Okay. Conduct regular pulse surveys or quick polls to gauge employee satisfaction, engagement, and morale. Now, there's a few ways you can do the polls. You can do it in Viber as a poll, in WhatsApp as a poll. There are very easy polls that you can use that are web-based. All you have to do is Google search a survey or polls, and then you can send it as a link in the company communication. Now, you use this for feedback on specific initiatives, programs, or policies like performance reviews, training programs, benefit packages, or diversity and inclusion efforts. Use polls to gather feedback on employee preferences and opinions regarding, inclusivity, workplace changes, office layout, what kind of desk should we buy, what kind of plants should we buy, remote work policies, scheduling options. Okay, keep the polls short and relevant. Okay, ensure I always have a problem with this word, anonymity and confidentiality. All right. Anonymity is a word that I try not to use as much as I can. Provide assurances that is confidential. Okay. Do this to encourage honest and candid responses, because the feedback will be used to drive positive change and improve employee experience. So you have to communicate the results, and more importantly, you have to take action and use the poll, use your polls as a listening tool, okay, rather than a one-time exercise. Always try to get employee feedback through polls to track progress, measure the impact of initiatives, and identify emerging issues and trends. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to ask you this question, okay? It is now 3:26. We will probably go over by about, I'm guessing about 10 or 15 minutes. If that's okay with you, type in a yes. If it's not okay with you, type in a no. I'll wait for your responses before we continue. Okay, awesome. I think it's 99% yeses. Okay, so let's move on to number 18. And we're down to the final 7, all right? Employee advocacy. You have to have a formal advocacy program, okay? That provides guidelines, trainings, and resources for employees. Now, this is what advocacy means, all right? For employees to share content about the organization on social media, offer incentives or recognition for employees who actively participate in the program and contribute to its success. So encourage them to share updates, achievements, milestones related to their work for the company on their personal social media channels. And you have to provide them with access to relevant content, such as blog posts, articles, or videos that they can easily share in their network. Okay. Use UGC. UGC actually means user-generated content, but in this case, we can say EGC, which is employee-generated content, such as photos, videos, or testimonials, to showcase the culture, the values, and workplace environment. Okay, so you have to provide training and guidance to educate employees about the benefits of employee advocacy and provide guidance on best practices for sharing content, because we don't want them to share the wrong content, right? They have to share authentic and genuine content that reflects their own experiences and perspectives. Avoid scripted or promotional content. Instead, focus on storytelling and personal anecdotes that resonate with their audience. Okay, recognize and reward participation on the employees who actively participate. Incentives could be like gift cards, extra vacation days, or public recognition. Now, we need leadership to support, all right? Encourage leaders to lead by example and actively participate in sharing content about the organization on their personal social media channels. Once again, we have to measure and evaluate. We have to track and measure the impact of employee advocacy efforts using metrics such as reach, engagement, and brand sentiment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, employee advocacy will be one of your more powerful tools and strategies that you could use in your job function, in your responsibility. Okay, let's move on to number 19, LinkedIn groups networking. You have to find groups that are relevant to to human resources. All right. There are all kinds of groups relevant to HR, recruitment, jobs. All right. Find those groups on LinkedIn, join those groups. Some of them will require you to answer surveys or questions before you're allowed to go in. When you're in, you can have discussions and you can showcase your personal expertise and use the things that we talked about in the employee advocacy. All right. Use the things we talked about in employee advocacy to highlight your skills, your expertise, and the culture of your company. Now, this allows you to connect with a whole range of HR professionals and influencers. So when you get into LinkedIn, look for the relevant, two things very important, relevant and active. There's no point if the group isn't active, right? Anything that you share with the group, that you comment, that you reply to has to be thoughtful and authentic. Now, one of the key factors in success in any function, in any business, in any endeavor, is to be consistent and responsive. You have to do this consistently, whether you decide to do it on a daily basis, weekly basis. I would not suggest going longer than a week. So I won't even say do it on a monthly basis. Do it daily or weekly. And, excuse me, and when you get comments and you get questions, be responsive. So you have to provide value, you have to show value, and you have to share resources. There's things that you know that other people may not know or they may have forgotten. So I want you to start sharing those things in those groups. And when you're able to do this, you will rise above, and it will show that you are a professional HR practitioner. And when you do this, you're able to network and build relationships. Okay, let's go into number 20. Number 20 is the Twitter takeovers. Okay, once again, on regarding Twitter, I'm not very, very, very active. Of course, it's called X now, right? But Twitter takeovers involve inviting team members, industry experts, or influencers to temporarily manage and curate an organization's Twitter account, sharing insights, experiences, and perspectives with the audience. Now, you're going to have to research if a Twitter takeover is going to be suitable for you. So how you do it is you invite employees from various departments or roles to participate in Twitter takeovers, allowing them to showcase their day-to-day activities, projects, and achievements. You can also partner with industry experts, okay, influencers or brand advocates to conduct guest Twitter takeovers. Now, promote upcoming events, campaigns, or initiatives, and you can leverage the reach and influence of guest hosts to generate excitement, engagement, and participation. So it has to be planned and coordinated ahead of time. Okay. And then you want to do a promotion to generate excitement and anticipation for the Twitter takeover by promoting it across the companies everywhere, social media channels, website, email newsletters, and any other marketing channels. Okay. You have to provide clear guidelines and support to the hosts, give them the instructions to help them prepare for the Twitter takeover, offer training, resources, and technical assistance as needed to ensure that the hosts, the guest hosts, feel confident and prepared to engage with the audience effectively. Okay, and interaction and engagement during the Twitter and takeover. You encourage followers to ask questions, share their thoughts. Think of it like a town hall or a group discussion. All right, get them to participate. Now, you have to monitor and respond in real time. In real time means as the comment or the question comes in, somebody has to answer it or address any concerns from the audience. Okay, let's move on to number 21. Okay, 21, LinkedIn live webinars and discussions. So a LinkedIn webinar is similar to a format like this, except it's shown on the LinkedIn platform. Okay, you can use LinkedIn webinars to share expertise, insights, best practices. It can be about your organization. It can be about various HR topics, talent acquisition, employee engagement, diversity, inclusion, all the things that you are an expert in. Now, you can facilitate a live Q&A or panel discussions. And the topics would be similar to what we just mentioned. Use LinkedIn Live to showcase the organization's culture, employee initiatives, employee branding. You can even do virtual tours of your workplace, highlight employee success stories, showcase company events, do an employee interviews, all right? Collaborate with industry partners and vendors to help you co-host the LinkedIn Live events. So you have to, once again, you have to plan and promote in advance. You cannot just put the camera on, okay? You cannot just put the camera on and hope that you have things to talk about and things to show. You have to prepare engaging and relevant content, focus on topics that are timely, informative, and valuable to your audience. Have a clear agenda. Now, you have to test the technology and the setup, including cameras, microphones, internet connection before the live event to make sure the streaming and the audio video quality is smooth. Okay? And engage with the audience by responding to comments, asking questions, and getting feedback in real time. Ladies and gentlemen, what you've seen today, starting at 2 o'clock, is a perfect example of this slide from 2 p.m., actually before 2 p.m., but from 2 p.m. right up to now. All right? Okay, let's see. Okay. Now, after you engage, you have to follow up. And one of the things is, you're creating video, right? You can actually chop it up and repurpose the content, okay? So that you can put it into blog posts, articles, social media posts, a resource download. And you want to be able to do this to extend its reach and value beyond the live event. Okay, tip number 22, analytics, performance. Now, insight tools, Facebook Insights, Twitter Analytics, LinkedIn Page Analytics, Instagram Insights. You use this to track KPIs such as reach, impressions, engagement, clicks, and conversions. I memorized that this morning. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. So you have to monitor these metrics regularly to assess the effectiveness of your HR campaigns, your content strategies, and your social media initiatives, okay? Measuring efforts and sentiments, characteristics, behaviors, preferences of your target audience. Use this info to tailor content and targeting strategies to better resonate with your target audience and drive engagement. And benchmark the performance against industry standards and competitors to assess your standing and to identify areas of improvement. So you have to develop clear objectives and KPIs. KPIs is key performance indicators, right? Determine what you want to achieve and identify the metrics that will indicate success. And choose the tools and metrics that align with your objectives and KPIs. And you have to regularly, once a day, once a week, at the most once a month, monitor your social media analytics to track performance, identify patterns, and measure the impact of your initiatives. And look beyond surface level and extract actionable insights from your analytics. This is trends, correlations, and opportunities that can inform or that can influence your decision-making and strategy development. Now, you have to optimize your HR initiatives and campaigns over time. Test different strategies, tactics, and content formats, and use data-driven insights to refine your approach and maximize results. Let's go into number 23, and we're at the second to last, all right? So Instagram for employer branding. Instagram is a very powerful tool, all right? It allows you to showcase your culture, your values, and your workplace environment in something that is exciting and visually engaging and authentic. So what you can do is you can do behind the scenes of company culture, daily life, at the workplace through Instagram stories, office events, team outings, employee milestones, and other, candid shots, or, like the younger generation, they go the pictures like the stolen moment, right? It gives followers an authentic look. So spotlights and testimonials. It can be Instagram posts, Instagram TV, highlight individual employees' stories, achievements, and contributions to the company. And then we have UGC, user-generated content. Okay, user-generated content. Encourage employees to share their own photos and stories related to work using a specific hashtag that is determined by you. Okay, so define your brand identity. Define the brand identity and the message to ensure consistency. Key themes, values, attributes that reflect the company brand and will resonate with the target audience. Once again, authenticity is the key to effective employer branding on Instagram. Be transparent about your company culture, your values, and work environment, and avoid stage content. Share real stories and experiences. So, have a two-way communication and engagement with your IG audience by responding to comments, messages, and mentions promptly. Okay. Now, videos and pictures are visually appealing. Use higher quality photos, videos, graphics, and other elements to tell compelling stories and capture the attention of your audience. Now, when I say higher quality, I don't mean go out and hire a camera crew, but use the right setting on your phone. Okay. You need to use the IG analytics tools to track the performance of your efforts on Instagram. Metrics such as reach, engagement, follower growth, website traffic. Okay, so you have to measure. And ladies and gentlemen, we are at number 24 now. Okay, 24 is the evolving social media strategy. Social media evolves very, very quickly, and you have to adapt to these strategies to stay relevant and effective in attracting and engaging top talent. Okay, use different platforms: LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Clubhouse, IG, YouTube, Twitter. Okay, you can even use niche industry-specific networks to reach new audiences. Now, there's a lot of noise on social media. There's a lot of competition for attention. Personalization becomes extremely essential. Okay, try to have an interactive experience: polls, quizzes, live streams. Okay, you have to stay informed of the latest trends, the updates, and best practices in social media. All right. Don't be afraid to experiment with new ideas, new formats, and new platforms in your social media HR, recruitment, retention strategy. Test the different approaches and engage with your audience. How do you engage with your audience? Respond promptly to comments, messages, and mentions, and actively participate in conversations relevant to your industry and your employer brand. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, as the digital landscape continues to evolve, you need to embrace the power of social media, okay, to lead your organization in this respect into the future. When you can leverage these powerful tools, you, ladies and gentlemen, you can drive innovation, enhance employee engagement, and position your company as employers of choice in the competitive landscape. Now, I do understand that literally every single one of you are HR professionals and practitioners. And I want to mention, Ms. Kate said it earlier about the HR Congress. I would strongly and highly encourage you. If I could force you to go, I would force you to go. I would force you to go to the Philippine HR Congress put up by Ariva. All right. is on the, if I recall, is on the 11th and 12th of September. I don't know if I'll be there. I don't think so, but you need to be there. So when Ariva Academy professionals reach out to you, I want you to say, yes, I'm going to attend. Okay. With that, I want to thank you for your time. We're going to go into the Q&A portion of our session right now. But before we do that, I'm going to ask you a dangerous question. Okay. That dangerous question is, I made you a promise at the very beginning of our session. I promised you that I would share 24 tips, techniques, and strategies that you can implement right away to make your job, your function, your responsibility a little bit easier, make you a little bit more productive, and make you a little bit more efficient. If I manage to fulfill that responsibility, give me a yes and a thumbs up. Okay. If I did not fulfill that, just type in no. And with that, I want to thank everyone for paying attention. I think we have a little bit of time left for the Q&A, and I will turn it over to Miss Kate to facilitate and take charge of that. Thank you so much, Kate.
Thank you so much, Coach Chris. And I am not seeing any no's in the chat box. So everyone's giving you a thumbs up and a yes. So now, yes, we'll move to our question and answer. For those of you who'd like to ask a question direct to our speaker, click the raise hand button so that will allow you to unmute and you can ask your question directly, or type your questions here in the chat box. I have a few questions already. So here are the questions from our participants. What is the best way of utilizing social media and technology safely without compromising our company?
Okay. The question has to be a little bit more detailed, because when you say compromising, do you mean like hacking, or do you mean like revealing company secrets? You know, those are two extremes.
Oh, could be.
Right. But maybe I'll answer it this way. I think in that question, it is more compromising, you know, like secrets, or, you know, company secrets. Yeah. So several times I've mentioned in several of the strategies, we talked about training and resources, right? So you need to whichever strategy that you pick. It's not like, hey, let's go out and do this today, right? It has to be thought out. It has to be strategized. It has to be planned. You have to decide who's going to do it. If the employees are going to do it, you have to like give them guidelines. Like, you can say this, you can say this, you can say this. Please don't ever say this, right?
Okay. Next question. I think this is connected to that first question. Considering the potential for misuse or misinterpretation of information on social media, what strategies do you recommend for maintaining data privacy and confidentiality in HR communication?
Okay. So this is my personal opinion. Okay. Don't mention last names of your employees. Don't mention, you know, like, oh, they worked at Tulip number 32 Tulip Drive. Don't do that. Those would be the two things that would come to mind first. Don't mention last names unless they're more senior leadership. And don't divulge overly personal information, if that makes sense.
Okay. And another question. Are there any laws here in the Philippines that will guide us on the use of social media?
You know what? I'm not qualified to answer that question. And any answer that I give, I'm not qualified to answer that question. Apologies.
Okay.
I think this is the first time I don't
It
answer a
has been.
question. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We understand, yes. So I'll move to the next question. This one is from Alpha Faye. Okay, what are some common pitfalls or mistakes you've observed in HR professionals' use of social media, and how can they be avoided?
Okay. The number one, but actually there's two. There's two things that you must take note of. The first is consistency. Consistency and promptness. And I don't say speed, but I talk about promptness of replying to a question or to a comment. If you can do it once a day, that for some of you might be too much, once a day. For some of you, once a week is very manageable. I would find a balance between once a day and once a week and fall within that range. Anything outside of the 1 day to once a week mark, don't do it. It would be wasting time.
Okay, thank you for that. Next question. Still from Alpha, how do you address concerns about the blurring of boundaries between personal and professional identities on social media platforms, particularly in the context of HR interactions with employees?
Okay. Well, the first is you have to have the guidelines. I don't think I'm qualified on telling you how to address it specifically, but what I can tell you, because we're all in different organizations. There's 500 of us here just on this session, right? So there's a whole range of companies, industries, products and services. So to prevent this from coming up, you have to set the boundaries first and not hope that it doesn't occur, because it is going to occur, and then deal with it at that time. So you must have the boundaries set up, and that will be up to you. Is it Alpha Faye? It's up to you, Alpha Faye. It's up to you and your team to determine exactly what those boundaries are.
Okay, thank you. And we're down to our last two questions. This is an interesting question. How can we use TikTok as an HR tool?
Okay, I think we covered that because TikTok and Instagram are very similar. They're not the same, but they're very similar. Okay, you can do TikToks with don't do the the dancing whatever, right? But what you can do is you can do. I'm sorry, I don't know how to dance, Kate. I cannot do Zumba.
Okay.
Okay, so where was I? Okay, so Instagram and TikTok are very similar, and we did talk about Instagram earlier. So what we would do is we would do behind the scenes, human interest stories. Let's say you do community engagement, or you can do like long shots of company functions, or roundtables, or town halls, or simply or something as simple as let's say a manager and the team member sitting at a table engaged in discussion. Something as simple as that. Something that we want to be, it's not scripted or yes. Spontaneous. But something that is unscripted and spontaneous. And we're talking about human interest. And we all love human interest stories, don't we?
Yes.
And that's what we should be looking for.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Before I read the last question, the link for the feedback form is already posted in the chat box. So for you to really ensure that you will receive your e-certificate, make sure you click that link, fill out the feedback form, and then submit it back to us. Okay, make sure also that your name is spelled correctly. Okay, so thank you so much for that. And here is the last question. This is from Lolita. HR in public governance is very different from HR in the private sector. How do we harmonize?
Okay, I would assume the question is not harmonizing the public sector and the private sector, but I would assume your question is more on how would you harmonize what we talked about today in your role in the public sector? I think that's the question. You actually in the public sector, you have more layers of governance, more layers of and I apologize, yeah, I don't mean it in a bad way. You have more layers of red tape and bureaucracy, right? But there's not, and you may not be able to identify what department or what agency you work for, but you can always do, like an so-called anonymous behind the scenes, or you can talk about, this is what our agency or department does without giving too much information, because really, the point is not to get likes on social media for your purpose. It's really more to showcase what you do, and also to attract either volunteers or community leaders or candidates for employment. So you can kind of hide behind some, and here it is again, anonymity. Can you help me with that word, Kate? Anonymity. Did I say it right?
Okay, now I'm having trouble also. I know how to pronounce that word.
Okay,
anonymity.
That word.
There you go.
Anonymity. Yes.
There.
Okay. So it would really be the same thing, but you would take out some information according to the guidelines of your department, your agency, your director general, whatever you call the person that you report to. I hope that makes sense. Lolita. Is it Lolita?
Lolita, yes.
Lolita. Okay.
And there you have it. Thank you so much to our speaker for answering all of your questions and for sharing the 24 strategies. Thank you so much. I am seeing here in the chat box that others are having trouble looking for the link. You may just scroll up so that you can see the link that was posted. Okay, just scroll up a bit and you will find the link for the feedback form. Anyway, we will also be posting it again now. There you go. It's posted again. Very easy. Click the link and then fill out the form and then submit it back to us. There you go. Thank you so much. And this time, I'd like to present a certificate to our speaker. So let me show it and read this. Ariva Academy Learning Development at its finest gratefully presents the Certificate of Appreciation to Coach Chris Randolph for imparting his professional expertise, valuable insights, knowledge, and wisdom as resource speaker during the conduct of online learning session entitled The Power of Social Media in Modern HR, 24 Strategies for Leveraging Social Media to Empower HR Professionals, given this 4th day of April 2024 via Zoom conference, signed by J.M. Matienzo, Chairman and Chief Strategist, Learning Event Producer, and Michelle Irish Malonda Sampson, President and Chief Learning and Development Strategies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for our speaker, Coach Chris Randolph.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Again, thank you so much, Coach Chris, for always answering yes to our invitations. Thank you. And now, before we end our live webinar, let's have a group photo with our speaker. So to those of you who are able to turn on their cameras, please do so. Show us your beautiful faces. We'd love to see the beautiful faces of our participants in Zoom. There you go. And let me also call on our technical director who has been helping us the whole afternoon. Direct Dana, can you help us out with this group photo?
Definitely, Miss Kate. And it's always a pleasure to help you. Ayan. So everyone, again, please open your cameras and get ready for 2 shots of group photo. Ayan. Ang gaganda pala mga HR natin, no? Ang gagwapo.
Yes!
All right. For our first shot, everyone, can you please do your biggest smiles? Ayan. Biggest smiles? Ready? All right. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. Thank you so much. And for the second shot, can we please do hand hearts? Hand hearts, everyone. Ayan, just like Miss Kate. Hand heart, finger hearts, sure. Okay, are you ready? All right, in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Thank you so much again, everyone. Back to you, Miss Kate.
Thank you so much, Direct Dana. And in behalf of everyone from Ariva Academy, I would like to say thank you to all of our participants here in Zoom, to our participants in Facebook, to our participants in LinkedIn, and also to our participants in YouTube. Thank you for being with us on this tremendous Thursday afternoon, and we are looking forward to welcoming you again in our future learning events. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you.
Ariva Academy would like to thank the following win-win partners. Official media partner, Art Plus Magazine. Digital media partners, Focus Media, the largest digital out-of-the-home advertising network in the Philippines. Globaltronics, leading digital innovation. City Advertising Ventures Corporation, we move your brand. Outcome, Elevate Media. Ariva Academy would also like to thank the following companies. Brother, at your side. Faber-Castell. Glutus C. Moringa O2. KFC, it's finger licking good. Mr. Donut. Tokyo. Lotus Biscoff. Finma Properties, making room to build your future. Creative Voices, Certified Voice Artist Program. Mighty Tech Advertising and Merchandising. Lehardine Printing Services. Purple Rockstar, be on top, stay on top. Business Mirror, a broader look at today's business. SMNI, Truth That Matters. Major sponsor, Payday Solutions, a bridge company.